The PBSISTConnect solution is designed to integrate with CCH's SaaS Core Cloud offering and Microsoft Dynamics SL to bring enhanced sales tax functionality to Microsoft Dynamics SL. PBSISTConnect is compatible with Dynamics SL version 7 on forward through the latest version being offered by Microsoft. The goal of the integration is to provide rooftop level taxation accuracy and yet be as simple as possible to use. We know your time is valuable. In order to keep this video as brief as possible, we're basically concentrating on the core functionality of our solution. Once you have a general idea as to how it works, please feel free to call us at 940-648-2526 or email us at pbsisoftware@gmail.com for additional information. If you desire, we can provide a more in-depth web demonstration and answer questions that pertain to your specific needs. The setup process is fairly straightforward and is described in detail within the PBSISTConnect installation and user guide for the project series. Basically, when you purchase a license to use PBSISTConnect, you will receive via email a zipped folder that contains the PBSISTConnect program, SQL scripts, PV record imports, VBA screen customizations, and crystal reports. While the guide explains how to implement these, we here at PBSI are also available to provide technical support within normal business hours, U.S. Central Time. When you receive the folder, we suggest you unzip it within your SL Applications folder to a folder called PBSI. You can complete the rest of the implementation from there. PBSISTConnect doesn't use any of the user fields within SL's tables. Instead, PBSISTConnect data is contained in custom tables where the name of the table is prefixed with XPBSI. The SQL scripts included in the zip file will build the tables, views, stored procedures, etc. In regard to initial preparation, please consider the following. To start with, you'll set up a tax ID to be used by PBSISTConnect as a conduit to CCH SaaS Core. You can name it anything you like. In this demonstration, we've named it Sales Tax. You don't need to assign a tax rate since taxes will actually be computed in the cloud. We've extended the AR setup screen. PBSISTConnect doesn't add any screens to Dynamics SL. Instead, we have extended screens within Dynamics SL as necessary. On the AR setup screen, you'll populate the PBSISTConnect.exe program path, PBSISTConnect Sales Tax ID, Sales Tax Accounts, the Flexible Billing Sales Tax Account category, and the Project Default Sales Tax task. In many instances, companies will simply use one general ledger account to track sales tax. We've provided space for up to 70 accounts. This allows you the flexibility to utilize accounts for each state, province, and territory with enough space left over for future expansion. Each taxable account category will also be set up as a product within CCH SaaS Core. These account categories will be set up as products using the product mapping capability within your CCH SaaS Core account. CCH offers more than 300 standard products to choose from. CCH monitors and manages the tax treatment of each product from one state to the next. You can also set up your own custom products within CCH SaaS Core if you consider it necessary to do so. Your company will have at least one order origin address. We've extended the Shared Information module's address screen so you can set these up accordingly. Remember to configure Nexus states, provinces, and territories within the Dynamics SL State Province Maintenance screen as well as within CCH SaaS Core. While this may seem redundant, it eliminates the unnecessary network traffic that would otherwise be associated with transmitting irrelevant invoice drafts to CCH SaaS Core. If you don't already have an account category for sales tax, you'll set up an account category in the Project Controller module. This account category will be reflected on the Billings Setup screen as well as the AR Setup screen. This may appear redundant, but there actually is a good reason for this. When you add customers through the Customer Maintenance screen, PBSISTConnect automatically sets up the customer ID and name within SaaS Core. You can then add your customers' exemptions through SaaS Core's Exemption Management function. CCH SaaS Core provides you with quite a bit of advanced functionality for managing your customers' exemptions. You can consult with your CCH representative regarding the details. Standard Dynamics SL includes a Ship To ID on the Additional Info tab of the Project Maintenance screen. The field has a PV lookup into the customer's shipping addresses shown in the Accounts Receivable Shipping Address screen. When you set up a shipping address, you will choose an Order Origin Address ID and then click on the Resolve Shipping Address button. PBSISTConnect will attempt to verify the address so that the correct sales tax rates will ultimately be used for goods or services that should be taxed at rates applicable to this address. CCH's cross-reference tables are based on standard addresses per the U.S. and Canadian Postal Services. You will receive an assurance level based on how closely CCH SaaS Core was able to resolve the address. Most addresses will receive an assurance level of full, meaning the taxes can be determined right down to the rooftop level. In some cases, as an example P.O. boxes, SaaS Core won't be able to resolve any closer than zip code level. If an address can't be found at all, typically this is an erroneous address, you will receive an assurance level of unresolved. At that point, you can research the address, correct it, and try again. In the rare instance where the address is valid but simply doesn't exist within SaaS Core's database, you can still set up a tax ID on your own. In our experience, this has never actually happened, but if it ever happens to you, at least you have the flexibility to deal with it. It is advisable to populate the Ship To ID and Origin address on the Additional Info tab for each taxable project in the Project Maintenance screen. These values will be inherited when setting up new tasks on the Task tab. In regard to projects and tasks that already exist within your Dynamics SL system prior to implementing PBSISTConnect, these values can be populated manually within this screen or through Query Analyzer. The origin and destination address IDs serve as defaults at the line item level when flexible billing invoice drafts are subsequently created. When creating new tasks and invoice drafts, these values can be overridden as necessary. This approach is compatible regardless of whether a billing line item originates from the Time and Expense module, the Scheduled Billing and Revenue Entry screen, etc. In regard to daily use, regardless of whether invoice drafts are generated manually or through automatic invoice creation, drafts can be edited through the Invoice and Adjustment Maintenance screen. When draft line items are created, the Tax ID, Origin, and Ship To IDs are inherited from the task. These can all be overridden either manually or through VBA customizations for any given line item. Please note that on this particular draft, the billing currency is US dollars. The first two line items pertain to a US address, and the third line item pertains to a Canadian address. On this draft, the taxable Canadian line item will be taxed at Canadian sales tax rates, and the taxable US line items will be taxed at US sales tax rates. Dynamics SL does not allow you to mix currencies on an invoice, but PBSISTConnect can be used to determine both Canadian and US sales taxes in invoices denominated in either US or Canadian dollars. The sales tax process takes place when the Calculate CCH Sales Tax button on the Tax, Retentions, and Deposits tab is clicked. The process automatically creates a pending invoice within your account on CCH SaaS Core's website and retrieves the tax amount into the billing draft. Since it is necessary to compute sales tax before invoices are printed, the combination of company ID and draft number is used as an invoice number when pending invoices are created within your CCH SaaS Core account. In most cases, Dynamics SL users use one of SL's automatic invoice creation processes such as schedule billings and revenue release or the automatic invoice creation screen to create invoice drafts. Regardless of what path you take to create invoice drafts, we suggest you compute or recompute taxes en masse before you print and post invoices. We've extended the AR Integrity Check screen for this purpose. Within the PBSISTConnect Order Management and Project Series frame, we've added two buttons. You will click on the first button, which is labeled Compute Sales Tax in Flexible Billing Drafts. When you do this, all drafts that currently have a status of in process, completed, or in the case of projects where no approval is required, a status of approved, will be taxed or retaxed. The invoice date on the pending invoice within CCH SaaS Core will also be updated to today's date. By the way, this is also a good way to catch any clerical errors where any given user has altered a draft but forgotten to recalculate taxes. If you choose to have CCH SaaS Core prepare and file your sales tax returns, you will use the Post Pending OM and FB Invoices button. When invoice drafts are initially taxed, a pending invoice is created in your CCH SaaS Core account. These pending invoices can be reviewed and modified if necessary. The Post Pending OM and FB Invoices button will change the status of these invoices from pending to posted. Posted invoices will be included on tax returns. If necessary, you will export tax-only credit memos and debit memos, documents entered through the Accounts Receivable module, and tax-oriented small balance write-offs to an Excel spreadsheet created by running a Crystal report. You will then upload the Excel spreadsheet to SaaS Core by clicking on the Import Data button in the SaaS Core dashboard. The export isn't much to look at on a demo, but the fields are formatted per the CCH SaaS Core import format. In order to keep the sales tax aspects of your SL system up to date, PBSISTConnect has extended the AR Integrity Check screen. On a periodic basis, as an example monthly, you will make use of the two buttons shown in the PBSISTConnect General Processes frame. The first button, Delete Obsolete Update Records, simply performs internal housekeeping within PBSISTConnect's tables. The second button, Delete Tax IDs where company no longer has Nexus, will only be used if you are also using PBSISTConnect to process sales taxes from the Order Management module. Even in this case, it would only be used in the unlikely event that your company no longer recognizes Nexus with a given state or province. Generally speaking, the rest of your month-end tax return preparation takes place within CCH SaaS Core. Your CCH representative will be happy to demonstrate SaaS Core's automated tax return preparation, review, approval, and payment process for you. This concludes our online demonstration of PBSISTConnect as it pertains to the Dynamics SL Project Series invoicing and sales tax computation. Once again, if you have further questions, We can be reached at pbsisoftware@gmail.com, or you can call us at 940-648-2526. Thank you for viewing this demo.